The Columbia Icefield is the largest icefield in North America's Rocky Mountains. Located within the Canadian Rocky Mountains astride the Continental Divide along the border of British Columbia and Alberta, the Icefield lies partly in the northwestern tip of Banff National Park and partly in the southern end of Jasper National Park. It is about 125 square miles in area, 328 to 1,198 feet in depth, and receives up to 280 inches of snowfall per year. The Columbia Icefield was formed during the Great Glaciation from 238,000 to 126,000 BC. The last major period of glaciation occurred during the Little Ice Age, which lasted from about 1200 to 1900 AD. Around 1800, the Athabasca Glacier peaked and then went through a period of recession, and then advanced again until 1840, when it began receding until the present day. The Columbia Icefield was one of the last major geological features in Western Canada to be visited and recorded by Europeans due to its isolation and harsh weather conditions. In March of 1932, 3 men undertook a remarkable skiing journey from Jasper to Banff that covered about 310 miles. When Cliff White, Joe Weiss, and Russell Bennett reached the Columbia Icefield, they climbed to the summit of Snow Dome and then made a downhill descent of almost 9,800 feet, which lasts for 31 miles, the longest continuous ski run in Canadian history up to that point. Their accomplishment played a major role in generating worldwide interest in the Canadian Rockies. Today, mountaineers and skiers from around the world come to the Columbia Icefield to explore some of the classic routes discovered by these early pioneers of mountaineering. The Athabasca Glacier is one of 6 principal toes of the Columbia Icefield. The glacier currently loses depth at a rate of about 16 feet per year and has receded more than 0.93 miles and lost over half of its volume in the past 125 years. Easily accessible, it is the most visited glacier in North America. The leading edge of the glacier is within easy walking distance. However, travel onto the glacier is not recommended unless properly equipped. Hidden crevasses have led to the tragic deaths of unprepared tourists. The Columbia Icefield Glacier Discovery Center, closed mid-October to mid-April, is located across from the glacier. It is used as a lodge and for ticket sales for sightseeing on the glacier. There are also 2 restaurants and a Starbucks located in the center.
Oh my God. Easy. Close your eyes. It's 33%. I'm taking it easy. Was this actually going
And it
out,
goes this
or
way.
just- Oh
It goes
my God,
this
I see
way.
what you're saying. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah,
So, it like has Starbucks and you went out the door and has Starbucks.
it's out there.
It's out there.
Ooh.
We rode a standard bus from the center to the glacier edge, where we boarded specially designed snow coaches for transport over the steep grades, snow, and ice partway up the glacier. The glacier is approximately 3.7 miles long, covers an area of 2.3 square miles, and is measured to be between 300 and 980 feet thick. The Ice Explorers are very large vehicles with a height of 12 feet 8 inches, a width of 11 feet 10 inches, and a length of 42 feet 8 inches. The vehicles weigh 55,000 pounds and can carry up to 43,000 pounds. The Ice Explorers provide all-terrain mobility to transport up to 56 passengers, both on and off-road. They have extra-large side and top windows that provide great all-round visibility. There are just 23 of these machines in the world, including a customized one permanently located at McMurdo Base in the Antarctic. Each Ice Explorer takes 90 days to assemble and is custom-built to order. Some are wheelchair accessible despite their great height. While most were originally fitted with an 8.5-liter four-cylinder Detroit diesel engine, making 250 horsepower and colossal torque, much of the fleet has been converted over to a Mercedes heavy-duty diesel, making 330 horsepower at 2,200 RPM and 1,000 pound-feet of torque from 1,300 to 1,600 RPM. Original transmissions were Clark 34,000 series power shift, but the refurbished Explorers have Allison 3000, 4000 series fully automatics with a transmission retarder. The low-pressure tires are massive. The tires are made by Alliance and measure 66 inches tall, 43 inches wide on a 25-inch rim. Brakes are air over hydraulic front disc and air rear drums. Transferred through a 6x6 all-wheel drive, the Ice Explorer's top speed is only 25 miles per hour, but it can ford streams up to 3.9 feet deep. It can handle a 30% side gradient or crawl straight up a 60% grade. Average fuel consumption, despite its 55,000 pound curb weight, is 2.1 gallons per hour of operation. The Icefields Parkway is a 140-mile-long scenic road that parallels the Continental Divide, traversing the rugged landscape of the Canadian Rockies. It is named for features such as the Columbia Icefield, visible from the parkway. It links Lake Louise with Jasper to the north. At its southern end, the Icefield Parkway terminates at Highway 1. The Icefields Parkway was predated by the Glacier Trail, which opened in 1885 after the Canadian Pacific Highway was completed and brought increased tourist traffic to Banff National Park. In 1931, the federal government commissioned the construction of a single-track road between Lake Louise and Jasper as a depression relief project. In order to employ as many people as possible, the road was constructed by hand and employed 600 men. The road was completed in 1940. However, the 1950s saw an increase in automobile use and increased traffic along the parkway. In 1961, a reconstructed paved and modern highway was opened, and in 1969, Brewster Sightseeing began to operate snowmobile tours on the Athabasca Glacier, located just beside the highway. The parkway is busy in July and August, with up to 100,000 vehicles a month. The parkway is mainly 2 lanes, with occasional passing lanes. Snow can be expected at any time of the year, and extreme weather is common in winter. A Canadian National Parks permit is required to travel on the Icefields Parkway. Stations near Lake Louise and Jasper enforce the law. Commercial trucks are prohibited. The speed limit is 55 miles per hour, although the limit is reduced at Saskatchewan River Crossing and the Columbia Icefield areas. In winter, chains or winter-rated radial tires are required by law, and road closures may occur without warning. There is no cell phone coverage. Unlike any other stretch of roads, the Icefields Parkway is dotted with more than 100 ancient glaciers, cascading waterfalls, dramatic rock spires, and emerald lakes set in sweeping valleys of thick pine and larch forests. After a shuttle ride from the Hilton Garden Inn to the Calgary airport and a long wait at the terminal, we finally boarded our United flight back to Denver, Colorado. Before our flight was pushed back from the boarding gate, a thunderstorm containing hail began impacting the plane. After a delay of just over an hour on the tarmac, we were finally in the air. The trip home was uneventful. Even though the Canadian Rockies were very enjoyable and beautiful, there is no place like home.